Good morning, class. Today we are going to learn asexual reproduction in organisms. The first method, the simplest asexual method, fission, we have already seen in the last video. Now let us move to the next type of asexual reproduction where single parent is needed, is fragmentation. Fragmentation means the body divides into fragments or pieces. Fragmentation is an asexual reproduction which is seen in simple multicellular organisms. Simple multicellular organisms means the organization of the body is very simple. The body does not have variety of cells. In fragmentation, the parental body on maturation divides into pieces and each piece is growing into a fully formed organism. For example, Spirogyra. Spirogyra is a green alga which is seen in the fresh water. In class 9 practicals, you have seen Spirogyra permanent slide. Spirogyra, the green alga whose body is made up of many cells, but the cells are almost similar. As I told you, each fragment or piece is capable of growing into the whole body. It means that cell has some speciality. This rapid division of the cell is known as proliferation. So the cells divide rapidly or proliferate and make the entire body. But remember, fragmentation, even though it is seen in multicellular organism, it is seen only in simple multicellular organisms whose body is not made up of a variety of cells. Almost similar cells make their body. Next method in asexual reproduction is regeneration. Regeneration is seen in multicellular organisms which are complex in organization. So this is the difference, fragmentation and regeneration. Fragmentation is seen in simple multicellular organism, whereas regeneration is seen in complex multicellular organisms. For example, planaria. In class 9 diversity chapter, you have learned planaria, an example of platyhelminths, flatworms. Planarial body divides into many pieces and each piece is capable of developing into a fully formed organism. So the totipotent cells are seen in planaria also. Have already told in fragmentation, the fragments are capable of dividing rapidly, that is proliferate and make the whole body. So this kind of cells which are capable of dividing rapidly and make different types of cells in a body is known as totipotent cell. That is, the total body can be originated from this term. So in regeneration, the complex multicellular organisms possess totipotent cells, of course. That is why each piece of the body is capable of giving rise to the whole body. What are the other organisms which are capable of regeneration? Hydra, a multicellular coelenterate. Of course, all coelenterates are multicellular. Hydra can regenerate its parts, like the tentacles of the hydra can be regenerated if it happens to meet with an accident. Earthworm, farmer's friend. If you cut the earthworm's body into two pieces, the head piece can regenerate the tail and the tail piece can regenerate head region. It means if you are cutting the earthworm into three pieces, the piece of the earthworm which neither has head nor tail cannot regenerate. Remember, it means the head region and the tail region possess totipotent cell, isn't it? You might have heard about starfish. Starfish can regenerate the arms. Arms of the starfish can be regenerated. You might have seen the house lizard, which can cut the tail. When the house lizard has to escape from the enemy, it cut the tail and escape out of the scene, and the tail keep on moving for some time. So the enemy will be after the moving tail. Meanwhile, the lizard escapes. So this is an adaptation in the house lizard to escape from the enemies. The tail of the house lizard can be regenerated. So we have seen some organisms, some part of the body can be regenerated, whereas in some other organisms like planaria, the whole body can be regenerated. Now, you have seen in regeneration and fragmentation, the body is divided into pieces and each piece is capable of growing into the full organism. Then, what is the difference between fragmentation and regeneration? Are they same? No. First point, fragmentation is a purposeful method of asexual reproduction, whereas regeneration is not a purposeful method of asexual reproduction at all. The organisms go for regeneration when they meet with an accident. For example, hydra. Suppose the hydra loses the tentacles. So the hydra will regenerate the tentacles. Hydra is not reproducing asexually by regeneration. Hydra is reproducing by another method of reproduction, which is known as budding, which is also a method of asexual reproduction, which we are going to discuss now. Earthworm. Earthworm reproduces by sexual method. That is, the earthworm develops from the egg-laying organism. So, we have seen that fragmentation is a method of asexual reproduction, a purposeful method of asexual reproduction, whereas regeneration is not a purposeful method of asexual reproduction. Organisms which are capable of regenerating undergoes only when they meet with an accident. Regeneration can be total or partial. Now let us move to the next method of asexual reproduction, budding. As I told you already, Hydra, a multicellular organism which comes under phylum Coelenterata. Hydra has a stipe and tentacles. You have already learned about Hydra in class 9. In Hydra, from the stipe region, an outgrowth or a protuberance arises. This outgrowth eventually grow into a new hydra and gets detached from the parental body. In hydra, the new organism, that is the bud on complete development, develops into a new hydra, and the new hydra will not remain attached to the parental body. It gets detached from the parental body and start living independently. So Hydra never forms colony. Hydra lives individually, solitary life, you call it. Whereas some organisms like corals, another example of coelenterate. Corals form colonies. So coral is a multicellular organism which reproduces asexually by budding, forms colonies. Whereas Hydra, an example of coelenterate, lives alone, which leads a solitary life. So we have discussed budding in multicellular organisms. Do unicellular organisms reproduce by budding? Yes. Yeast, a unicellular fungus, also reproduces asexually by budding. Yeast cells on budding forms colonies. So you will be able to watch the slides of budding in yeast and budding in Hydra in your practical classes. The next method of asexual reproduction we are going to learn is spore formation or sporulation. Spore is an asexual structure. Spores are unicellular. Spore has a spore covering, a hard protective coat, which is helping the spores to remain in unfavorable conditions for a long time. For examples, you might have seen the mushrooms. All of a sudden, one fine morning, you will be able to see one place is completely occupied by the mushroom, button mushrooms. Have you ever seen? Especially after lightning and thunder. If during the night lightning thunder occurs, the next day in humid weather, rainy season, you will be able to see large number of mushrooms. Have you ever thought of these mushrooms from where they have come from? These mushrooms have come from their spores. The mushroom spores were hidden in the soil and these spores were waiting for a favorable season. Since mushrooms are fungi, they are saprophytes, means they feed on dead and decayed matter. So the rainy season is a favorable time. So in rainy season, these spores germinate and forms a body. The mushrooms also reproduces asexually by spore formation. Spores are the asexual part, whereas the seed is a sexual part. You will be able to understand the seeds after learning sexual reproduction in plants. For the time being, you just understand spores are the asexual parts, whereas the seeds are the sexual parts. Spores are unicellular structures, whereas seeds are multicellular. Spores are very small, microscopic and lightweight. So they are easily carried by the wind or any other agents of dispersal. Whereas seeds are generally larger and heavier due to the seed coat. That's all about spore formation. Now let us move to vegetative propagation, the last mode of asexual reproduction. A plant has sexual parts and asexual parts. Asexual parts means which generally don't do the function of reproduction. The sexual parts are related to the reproduction. Which are the asexual parts? Roots, stem and leaves are the asexual parts or vegetative parts of a plant. Whereas flowers, fruits and seeds. Flowers only change into fruits and the fruits contain seeds. So the flowers, fruits and seeds are the reproductive parts, whereas roots, stem and leaves are the vegetative parts. If a plant reproduces from the vegetative parts, that is the asexual parts like root, stem or leaf. This is known as vegetative propagation or vegetative method of asexual reproduction. You have learned examples for vegetative propagation in smaller classes. Some examples are shown here. Thus, we have come to the conclusion of different methods of asexual reproduction.